This is Driving with J9 on News 24.
Hi there, I'm Ted Kravitz. This isn't one of my notebooks, but this is Driving with J9.
You're listening to Driving with Janine. My name's Janine Vanderpost, and this time we've got a bumper calendar year ahead of us with several motoring exclusives already in the bag. New episodes drop on the 1st of every month, wherever you get your podcasts. Coming up in our 1st of February show, Formula One season's nearly upon us with the first race down under. And Car of the Year finalists have been announced this week. Here to discuss all of this is our very own special guest, motoring extraordinaire Jacob Moshokoa. Welcome to the show, Jacob.
Hey, Janine, what's up? Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Lekker.
Tell me, I know who you are. Most of South Africa's petrolheads know who you are. But just tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, what you've been up to, and where they can find you.
Wow. Car guy to the core. Massive love for old beat-up VWs and BMWs. But yeah, always loved telling people about cars, always loved learning about cars. So I just call myself a motoring enthusiast. But I've got a background in broadcasting, radio broadcasting. Right. That was actually my first love. So with a bit of a radio broadcasting element, I sort of intertwined that with my car love as well. And yeah, now I've been doing like cars and radio combined for almost 20 years now.
Yeah, you've been busy.
DNA. It's in my DNA. Yeah. So yeah, that's me. I don't know. Does that encapsulate what I am, who I am, what I do?
It does. You can tell us about your VWs later on.
Okay, cool. We can do that. I'm glad you're going to give me some time to talk about my clapped up cars.
Right. So the reason why you're here today, Formula One is buzzing.
Yeah.
It's the biggest changes we've seen in a very, very long time. 2026 is all about new rules, new regulations. But before we even unpack that, what do you think about that?
Look, I like the direction that F1 is going into, specifically because I actually enjoy that celebrity fanfare element to it as well. Yeah. I love how even Hollywood actors are getting involved when you see the race in Vegas, for instance. Yeah. So I love how motorsport has completely shifted from just being motorsport, but to also being this glam, high life, celeb kind of vibe as well. Because when I'm watching a race, I always like the fact that I can see all these important people walking through the pits and interacting with the drivers. And then I also have to talk about the element of Drive to Survive. I really think that has now crossed the line between F1 being a generic motorsport petrol head thing to also the normal man on the street. Yeah. And that was something that I think Top Gear did very well many years ago, where you would sit with your non-petrol head partner at home, but you're both entertained. Yeah. So I do like that aspect of F1. But what 2026 has up its sleeve is something pretty, I don't know, it's a bit weird and dynamic as well. Yeah. The fact that we have now Cadillac and Audi now being in the balance now, I think that brings a really cool element to F1. And for me, it's there's more competition now. For some reason, it feels like there's going to be more competition.
Absolutely. But also, and I think that's the thing, like everyone was getting tired of Max dominating.
Yes.
And now it's a level playing field for everybody. But I'm not a Max fan, I say this all the time. But I still think that Max will probably dominate just because he's such a skilled driver. And I like to think Lewis is too. But Max is so skilled. And if you look at all the testing he's been doing with Fords and Ferraris and all these other cars that he's been driving at the Nürburgring and all these things, he just adapts so quickly. I mean, he was learning to drift the other day and he gets it in like one go. You know what I mean?
That says a lot.
Yeah. So I think that he might just adapt easiest. It's shakedown week this week.
Yeah, Barcelona.
And the guys, the teams and the drivers are all getting used to the new cars and all of that. But what have you been hearing so far from shakedown week? What have you been seeing? Who's been struggling? What's happening?
I was quite impressed with the number of changes on the Aston Martin car.
Yeah.
The air intakes are built sort of differently.
Yeah.
And even the lower side sill has got like a double lower layer at the bottom,
Yes.
which I think looks very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see how that's going to play out for Aston Martin when the season comes in. One quote that I saw, I think it was on TikTok or Twitter yesterday or the day before, was Lewis Hamilton just said something like, new chassis, new aero, new power units. The advantages only will be for the drivers who can adapt to those new changes.
Exactly.
And he says, you will see that almost immediately when the lights finally go green for the first race. So the technical part of this is what you say, level playing field.
Yeah.
And only the fittest will survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to that beginning. And that's why the Australian Grand Prix is probably going to be the hottest one of the season.
Yes.
In terms of domination, I might disagree with you there. Because think about how Oscar had such a cool start in the previous season.
Yeah.
Oscar Piastri was flying. I was so impressed with that boy. In fact, it made me warm up a lot to McLaren.
Right.
And then, I don't know, I just feel like he lost it somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that the person who comes out tops in the beginning from the first Australian Grand Prix, that's going to be the telling sign on who's going to win the championship. So our three winners on that first race, one of those ones is going to win the championship.
Well, I'm going to write that down.
Write that down.
Mark Jacob's words.
I'll come back.
No, absolutely. But also, there's so much more that the drivers need to do. It's not just about getting into a car and racing now.
Yeah.
They need to think about conserving energy. They need to think about, there's no more DRS. They need to think about when they can overtake and all these things, and there are different modes for that. But we'll get into that. So on that, let's start unpacking everything new.
Yeah.
Powertrains.
Yeah.
Right? The powertrains are now, the electric is up 50%.
Yes.
So it's 50-50 power. That's really a bigger change, the biggest change on there. You've got what else? There's like a whole lot of other things going on. The bodywork is completely different. And like I said, the engines are more road relevant. And that's also attached to the new manufacturers and why we
Cadillac
now have
and
Cadillac
Audi.
and Audi.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think it's a telling sign that they're trying to make motorsport what motorsport is. And it reminds me of, I remember watching the Ayrton Senna special a couple of months ago when it came out. Senna was so involved with his car from beginning to end.
Yes.
For me, nothing is more telling than a driver who knows his car from front to back.
Absolutely.
Whether it's the aero, how the engine works, but when technicians and mechanics are busy working on the car and the driver is there, that for me shows you what a real driver is. And yes, Senna set the bar, I know. But if you're looking at the modern tech, like how we're speaking about DRS now being gone, and there's a different way of overtaking and a different way of the front wing and the back wing working, like that alone is something that you can't write that down. You got to feel that.
Yeah.
You got to drive that and you got to understand it as a driver.
Absolutely.
So the combination of drivetrain, front wing, rear wing, no DRS, the electric element, it's going to be separating the boys from the men.
Yeah. So there's also the active aerodynamics.
Active aero, yeah.
Yes. So that means that the front and the rear wings have movable parts. And drivers can now adjust that to also help with these new modes. Like I have to like actually look at the words because I forget them.
Yes.
Because there are basically 4 new terms that F1 fans need to know from now on.
Yeah.
And those are the new modes. It's the overtake mode, which replaces DRS. That's when the driver is able to deploy extra power to help initiate an overtake within 1 second of the car ahead of him. And it can be used all at once or spread across the lap.
Okay.
And then you've got boost mode, which is driver-operated energy deployment from the energy recovery system. It all sounds so technical. Like,
but how is it making sense as you read it? I'm like, okay, it sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you're in action, those situations are so important.
Absolutely.
And then isn't there corner mode as well?
There's corner mode that comes in with active aero.
Yes.
So it's the adjustment of the front and the rear wing elements between corner mode and straight mode.
Aha.
So, and that just depends where the drivers are on track. And this, basically what it does is alter the downforce.
Ah, I see.
Right. And then the last thing was the recharge, which is the process of replenishing the battery during a lap. I mean, can you think, like as an F1 driver, you just want to get in there and be the fastest and win the race. And now it's all these things that come into play.
Now,
it's crazy.
I have to say, going back to my previous statement of separating the men from the boys, the technical aspect of you knowing your car is going to play a big role to how you perform.
Absolutely.
There's just so much to do. I mean, if you look at the steering wheel, just the steering wheel, those buttons, everything there is for something. It works for something. Now imagine you're trying to do low drag mode here, you're doing corner mode, you're going straight mode, overtaking mode.
Yeah.
You said there's a line about 1 second.
Yeah.
It's really technical. It really is technical.
It is. And I mean, not only that, like the teams also have their own codes using these steering wheels.
Uh-oh.
And we saw that at the F1 Heineken
tour. Oh, yes.
When they did the little pit box tours.
Yes, yes.
So that's when I found out that the drivers use a little special code, pressing buttons to say when they want a box. So that it's not out on the radio and, you know, to get like one up on their teams.
Listen,
their rivals.
And you're doing all of that at like what, 280 kilometers an hour?
Exactly.
Just imagine what goes into this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what F1's about, though. It has to show you that there's a lot happening behind the scenes for people to be able to take the glory and look like they've just won a podium finish.
Absolutely.
And I think what we also need to look at here, and that for me was my saving grace for Lewis Hamilton, if I may.
You may.
I honestly think Lewis's first season at Ferrari was because of that.
Yeah.
Adapting to how the car performs, which button does what. Probably everything was done by an Italian person.
Yeah.
And we know how sometimes a Ferrari can be unnecessarily complicated.
Yes.
So I honestly think that he came into something that was unfamiliar to him.
Yeah.
He had to adapt to something that he's never seen or never worked with before. And then he had the pressure of being Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that was what shaped Lewis Hamilton's first season at Ferrari. How it will unfold in 2026, I honestly think that he's going to be playing a little better in the top 6, top 5, somewhere around there. The podium, I don't know. I would love for him to be back there.
But you know what? With you saying all of that, I think his struggles of last year was really a good foundation for this year.
There we go.
And because he knows what it is to struggle to adapt.
Yes.
And completely new. So maybe all his struggles are just a lesson to gear him up for this year, an even better year. I believe it. I'm speaking it into existence. That he's going to have a much better year because he knows what it means to adapt like that.
Exactly.
And I really think, I'm hoping, and my fingers are crossed, my toes are crossed, that this could be the comeback for him.
I love that. Talking about comebacks, Bottas.
Yes.
Valtteri Bottas
And
Sergio Perez at Cadillac.
How?
What a combo.
Awesome. What a team.
Like, what a combo. Always loved Bottas when he was with Hamilton.
Yes.
at Mercedes. And the reason why I like that was because they gave him an order to actually look after Lewis to be able to get the podium finishes he needed, etc. And I feel like that's a team player, man.
Yeah, no, he is. He's such a chill guy.
Yet Perez, the other guy, who was also a bit of a nemesis to Max, but at the same time a team member, I felt like he's a bit of a rebel.
Yeah.
I felt like Perez has got that rebel mentality, rebel mindset.
Yeah.
Simply
It's
because...
like undercover.
Yes. It's because of where he's from.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about Mexican drug cartels on an F1 podcast. But for me, that combination, I think that's going to be interesting because these are seasoned drivers. Yes. They know their way around an F1 car. And them coming with the badge or the team Cadillac, I think it puts Cadillac really up there. It gives it some sort of credibility. Yeah. It gives it street cred.
And that's what Cadillac said. They wanted experienced drivers, like really seasoned drivers. And I think they just complement each other so well. Yeah. Because maybe Bottas is so chilled in a way. And I think Sergio won't have to be so uptight like he was with Max.
Exactly.
And I think he'll just be a lot more relaxed.
I think we're going to be seeing a different side of Sergio Perez probably.
Yeah.
It's a side that we didn't get to know when you were still with Max, when you were still at Red Bull.
Yeah, absolutely.
My 2 cents. That's my 2 cents.
And I hope so. Maybe you'll also start singing on the mic or like on the radio rather, like Carlos does. Maybe it will be that much better for him. But the other thing I also wanted to say was, it's going to be very interesting.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
You've literally got me amped now.
But just back on that, Williams was the only team that hasn't been out in the shakedown week. And I think that's because they really have struggles with their car.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's also been other struggles. What else have you been hearing and seeing from the shakedown? Who's been really struggling? We know that Isaac has crashed and Max had to wait for parts and it affected their testing days. And I know McLaren was struggling with fuel.
Yeah, that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
How do they plan these shakedowns where you have a team struggling with fuel?
I have no idea. Well, the fuel system rather, but I don't know. It's very.
It's very, very odd.
Yeah, and to think that testing starts in 2 weeks and they're having these issues, and I'm really looking forward to testing.
I particularly saw the Aston Martin situation of the car not doing too well as well.
Yeah.
Also seeing some sort of technicalities.
Yeah.
That for me was an issue, as I mentioned. And then the Ferrari spinning out. I just don't know who was driving the Ferrari that spun out.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it was Hamilton or Charles. But for me, where are you going to have the problems then? I think it's good to have problems now.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It really is.
And I'm actually then worried for Williams because they're not experiencing the car like everyone else is, even though they're doing virtual testing and all of that. It's not the same. Snap.
Don't come with virtual testing. I actually didn't know that they didn't make the cut for the testing.
And it's because they've had so many problems that they weren't ready to do the shakedown week.
There was another team that managed to do something like 180 laps. I'm not sure which team.
Racing Bull?
It was Racing Bull.
Yeah,
there we go.
Because they
put some time in. They got some time in.
They got their full 3 days.
Exactly. And talking about them, I possibly think that the development side of things for them could pan out a little better this year. Yeah. They've got a new kid on the block. You saw it. 18-year-old.
Arvin Lindblad.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
18 Lindblad was what I, and Liam Lawson, obviously. But what I wanted to say specifically about them and development and a newbie coming in at 18 is, I think it takes the shine away from Antonelli now.
Yes.
Because Antonelli was the little kiddo.
Yeah, but he's not a rookie anymore now.
No longer there. No, yeah, but I liked his shine for him. And I also liked that he had big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And for somebody who had big shoes to fill, I think he did pretty well
he did.
For being a partner to Russell. Because Russell just seems like a very difficult chap.
Yeah. So, and like you didn't really see that. Okay, you did with Lewis.
Yeah.
But you really saw that last year.
But I've always felt like Lewis could back it.
Yes.
Russell, I'm sorry, Russell, you can't. Russell just looks like somebody who complains about the grapes being too sour at a wine farm when he ordered the most expensive cheese board.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? He just looks like somebody who's like, he always complains. And I'm not taking any credibility away from him. He does know how to drive.
Yes.
He can pedal, that's for sure. But come on, back it up with something else, brother. Back it up with more podiums, and then maybe you can be a little obnoxious.
Right.
And set a good example for the lighty.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
we see what happens on the 8th of March, the first race down in Australia.
Already.
Yeah. But now, let's close that chapter quickly. Let's talk about the Car of the Year finalists that were announced this week.
Okay.
There are 18 finalists this year. How it works is there were 55 cars launched in South Africa last year. I think it could be a little bit more, but so all of those cars would then be eligible to qualify as a finalist.
Yeah.
The jury gets picked by peers and they all get voted and so forth. And then so I'm one of the judges.
Oh, of course you are.
Then we pick the semi-finalists and then the finalists. So I'm going to read it quickly, who the 18 cars are, but I want you to tell me who stands out there for you. Who do you think has a good chance?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yes. So the 18 finalists are... There's no Toyota, first of all, so that's very interesting. Yeah. So I'm going to read it in alphabetical order.
Okay.
We've got the electric Alfa Romeo Junior. There's an Audi A5, the Audi RS Q8, the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe, the BYD Dolphin Surf, and the BYD Shark. So 2 entries from them as well. We've got the Cherry Tigger 7 PHEV. Listen, those hybrids. Those hybrids are amazing.
Yeah.
The GWM Haval H7, the Hyundai Santa Fe. I like that car, but the rear styling, I don't know what Hyundai's done.
It looks awful.
Absolutely. Jator T2.
Okay.
The Land Rover Defender Octa, which everybody loves.
The big boss.
Yes. Then I was quite surprised to see the Leap Motor C10 REEV.
Already?
Oh,
well, it was launched last year. I remember going to the launch, actually.
Yeah.
What? It's there?
Yeah. I'm assuming that everyone was just blown away by its technological impressiveness.
Love that.
And then we've got the Lexus GX, the Moda C7, Opel Grandland, the VW Golf 1.4 TSI, and the Tayron. And then rounding it up is the Volvo EX90.
Can I tell you the ones that stick out already?
Tell me.
And you'll be very surprised.
Let me hear.
Opel Grandland.
Really?
Yeah. Good looking car.
Yeah, that is.
Money-wise, makes sense. Funny enough, I haven't driven that car, the Opel Grandland.
It's a bit expensive though, but okay, what isn't?
Yeah.
What isn't expensive?
My point exactly. I think you're getting a lot on an Opel Grandland, in my opinion. Obviously, Golf.
Of course.
You know what? I remember going to the launch of GTI, 8 GTI, when they initially launched it. I think we were still wearing masks at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember asking the question, are we going to have entry-level Golfs?
Yes.
Or is it just GTI and Golf 8R? And they said, absolutely not. We're not getting any other versions of the Golf 8 except in GTI.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing the press release that we'll be getting that Golf.
Yeah.
And I was like, this better be good. Because they initially lied to us.
Yeah.
And then I drove one.
It's good, eh?
I can't believe that they stuck to the plain, simple ethos of just Golf being a plain Jane.
Yeah.
Yet that was a plain Jane with everything I needed.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like I was competing with a GTI, i.e., I couldn't afford the GTI. Now I got this. You feel very good in that car.
Yeah.
It feels right.
And it's so underrated, I feel, because of all the other Chinese cars.
Yeah.
And just on that, these 18 finalists, 7 of the 18 cars are Chinese. And that's a lot. That's 40%.
After Golf, I was going to say Jator T2. Have you seen how many of those cars you're seeing around here?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I'm driving it, I think, in a week or two for the first time.
You won't be the only one.
So
They'll be like, you're going to see like 5-6 others within a radius of like 10 Ks.
Yeah. But just on that, it is so crazy how many people are saying that.
Yeah.
How good it is and how great it is, and they just want to get into one. And like I've spoken to a couple of people in the last 2 weeks who want to buy that
They asked you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was asked about it as well. From December last year, a lot of people were asking,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the D22?
Yeah.
So that definitely sticks out on the list. And then, of course, BYD,
Yes.
the baby one.
The little dolphin surf.
Yeah.
It's very cute. Also, it's 340,000 rand.
That's why it sticks out.
Yeah. I'm seeing them a lot as
I
well.
also am. And I think, you know who's going to make a killing out of this? Somebody stealing my business idea. And I know you work for a big company, Janine. Rental companies are going to kill it with that car.
No,
Simple as that.
But speaking of that, did you see that it's now cheaper to get if you take an electric car on Uber
Yes.
than it is on Uber Go?
Yes.
So
That offering from BYD, they don't necessarily have to be eating at the top.
yeah.
Go for the cheap entry level.
Yeah.
Because GWM tried with that Aura,
No.
and that was a miss.
Yeah.
But BYD now, with this little Dolphin Surf, they're going to change the game.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion of that car. And I haven't driven one yet as well.
They're very cute. And I mean, for someone, if you live in the city, and you don't, or maybe you work from home, and for example, if I had to work from home, yes, the range is low. I think you get like just under 300 kilometers.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if you don't commute much or you're just in town or whatever. They can last you like 2 or 3 weeks. Even a month.
Who did I speak to? I spoke to an old colleague of ours, Swoom Kwanadzi, who's now a travel journalist now.
Yes, he writes for us now.
There we go. You know what he said to me? He said, there's nothing wrong with these low range offerings on Chinese cars, i.e. talking about this specific BYD Dolphin Surf. And he said, the only thing that an electric car does better for you is it helps you plan your life better.
Absolutely.
I was like, boom.
Wow.
Drop the mic, brother. It just makes sense. If you're traveling long distance, you just plan on, okay, I'll stop here and then I can recharge here, whatever the case.
Yeah.
Even if I'm doing short distances, it also takes away from unnecessary stops, unnecessary I must go here.
Absolutely.
Oh, if I'm driving past Walmer Estate, let me go see my friend Dashni here. Like, why? I can just phone Dashni and ask if she's okay. You know what I mean? It plans your life better, less riffraff, and I think the 2000s, the youngsters, that's their way of thinking.
Absolutely.
It really is. So kudos to BYD, and I'm looking forward to seeing how BYD does at the awards, because for me, that's the shining light for BYD. All the others I mentioned, I'll be okay if they don't win anything.
Yeah.
I really will be okay.
But listen, that Alfa Romeo Junior, because I'm thinking it's 2 electric cars that are in
Looker.
Have you driven it?
No, I haven't, but what a looker.
Oh my gosh. I'm just driven it, and my husband said to me, he's like, yeah, you would really like this car.
Uh-oh.
Because I kept putting it in dynamic mode.
Uh-oh.
And it makes these sounds like, it's not an electric car. But I don't know if you can hear it from outside. But besides that, it looks beautiful. It drives great. So I'm quite interested to see how that also does.
You think it'll do well there?
Well, it made it in the finalists, which I was surprised. So I think it stands a chance. Who knows? But anyway, we would talk about cars forever, you and I.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yes. Tell me, what are you busy with? What can we look? What are you doing this year?
So with regards to my motoring elements, I do a really cool car segment. I don't even want to call it a segment. It's a whole show.
Nice.
It's on Cape Talk. As you know, I've always been involved with the Prime Media stable for many years. So when I did the trek to Cape Town, I went to go knock at my old radio station's doors, and we put up a 1 hour long car show called Car Talk. Nice. We cover everything from current affairs that's got to do with Euro NCAP ratings and electric cars and all those conversations. So That's what I do every Friday night on Cape Talk between 8 and 9 p.m.
Nice.
That's like my main gig.
Okay.
And then I've decided that I'm going to actively resurrect my own YouTube channel.
Oh, wow.
Jacob
Exciting.
Moshokoa Media.
Nice.
I launched it back in 2021, but I just never cared for it, you know?
Yeah.
But now that I got a bit more time in my hands, I sort of want to do a bit of content banking.
Yeah.
And then surely by the end of February, I'll start banging a video every week. So whoever's listening, make sure you just subscribe right now. Trust me. The content that's already there and the content that's coming is amazing.
Okay.
And what I want to center the content around is that love for me with old cars.
Yes.
So it's essentially going to follow the journey of the cars that made me fall in love with cars.
Yeah.
The ones I loved growing up, the cars that I used to see that my principal and my teacher were driving in primary school. Because for some odd reason, all the cars that were in my radius when I was growing up, I want them.
Yeah.
I want to collect all of them. So that's basically me. I'm a car collector. I'm a car lover. And that's what I'll be working on this year. Cape Talk, Car Talk, Friday nights, 8 to 9 p.m. And then Jacob Moshokoa Media on YouTube.
Nice.
That's my vibes, bro.
Lekker, man. I'm
Lekker.
looking forward to it.
Lekker.
But listen, thanks for coming in.
Oh,
thanks
no,
for
I gotta go.
We gotta go.
I want to stay.
Graham's gonna kick us out. But thank you so much.
Thanks,
it was
Jay.
such a lekker chat, and we'll definitely have to have you in again to reflect on the F1 season.
Oh, of
later in
course.
the year.
Oh, yeah, please. Maybe when they take a break, then we'll do a middle one, and then hopefully we'll do one at the end of the year.
Let's do that.
Thank you for the invite. This was so cool chatting and catching up with you.
Thank you, Jacob.
All the best of the podcast, dude.
Thank you.